Hello, my lovelies. I'm Ginny O, the author with no last name. And today, I want to talk about why branding is important. So, as I've been doing my YouTube channel, the goals of my channel have been constantly kind of moving around and changing. And I did start this to do book reviews, and then it kind of segued into me talking a lot about branding. And one thing I've noticed in the comments on my branding videos, I think I've done roughly half a dozen or more of them now, I don't remember, is that a lot of my viewers seem to conflate bad branding with a bad product. They think I'm saying because the branding is bad, that the product is bad. And that's not actually the case. You can have a really good product with really poor marketing and a really bad product with really good marketing. I'm sure if we sit here and think about these things, we'll be able to come up with a couple examples of each, things that were really good that nobody heard about, and things that were really bad everybody heard about and wish they hadn't. So a lot of times these comments that are coming to, I don't know, attack me or try to tell me that, I'm wrong, that this is going to be a really great game, miss the point of I'm not really here to judge whether or not your game is good or not. I'll leave that to people who, enjoy doing that sort of thing, the Josh Strife Hazes of the world. I'm here to talk about whether or not your marketing, your branding is conveying the message, getting the right target market, and attracting the people who want to buy your product to your product. Now, have I necessarily been wrong about any of the games that I put any sort of opinions about what was going to happen in those games, or what I saw kind of as red flags? Not really. um, I'm sure if I do enough of them, I will eventually stumble across something where, yeah, maybe I didn't quite call it right. But so far, when I said, say, New World was kind of corporate and Equestrian the game was rather generic, and so on and so forth, I haven't necessarily been wrong. I'm not saying that, in my videos that these products aren't going to come to market, that they're a bad product. I'm just saying their marketing could be better. So why is branding important? Well, branding is your visual marketing. It is something that people see as your advertisements to your product. And when they look at your product, they're subconsciously getting messages from it. And these types of messages, you don't really know, how they're going to react to them all the time, because these are messages that have been programmed into people since, they started learning the differences between colors and, sorry, blue boy and pink girl and things like that. It varies across cultures too. So a piece of marketing that is done in Eastern cultures is going to resonate a lot differently than marketing in Western cultures. And your marketing is going to really vary depending on the type of medium that you're doing marketing in. So I have been mostly talking about video games, but marketing for a book or for a fashion brand or, a show or whatever is going to be different. Toys are going to be different than other products. They're going to run along some same basic principles, but they're going to be different. They're going to have different requirements and need. The marketing of a book, for instance, is going to be the cover of your book. That's going to include your picture, your font, of the what the title actually is, your back blurb, and and even to some extent, the price of your book is part of your marketing. So when I was doing the loan prospect really quickly here, I was going, I need to come up with a marketing that I can accomplish myself that implies that, okay, there's people here in this book that wear tattoos, thus the tattoo style art, and that the book deals with motorcycle clubs, thus the Old English meets Western font, but you're probably only going to know that if you know a lot about motorcycle clubs, and that it kind of deals with werewolves or supernatural beings, and that's why the moon has little fangs and pointy ears. Great. That's a lot of stuff to be trying to convey in your marketing without putting an actual human and a wolf on the cover. Yeah, I couldn't find enough humans and wolves I wanted to use for a series, whereas I can continue to come up with tattoo-like art for my book covers. So that is, even the color of the book, sorry, the background color of the book is part of the marketing. And when you're doing a series, you want to keep the background colors of your book within a certain, one color, or you can do it within a certain range of colors so that they will be cohesive. Really good book marketing was Jim Butcher's books. Most of them it's urban fantasy, so they're referencing that they're noir, and most of them have black. And once he got up to enough books, they hired a cover artist to do the paintings of the main character, Harry Dresden, on the front all the time. And then if there was a very important distinction, like Ghost Story, or let me see, what was the other one? Ghost Story and I think White Knight were both white covers instead of black covers with the same picture type of Harry Dresden on the cover. So if you are writing a long-term series and you are changing the color of the back of the book, background color of the book, there better be a really good reason for it. So, I mean, and you're going, well, Harry Potter, the ones you've got sitting right there, they're not all the same color. That's children's. Children's is different. That's what I mean. If even your marketing is going to be different depending on your age group in different mediums. So an adult, they want to see similar, same color, and in children's, you can vary your colors more because they want the bright colors to attract the children. So this visual message, it needs to be kind of coherent, for one, and for two, it needs to be distinctive. When you are marketing, the common kind of rule that you might have come up against when you have been doing your resume is that you have 10 seconds to hook somebody. Okay? 10 seconds. So you're going, why in the world are we doing a whole Kickstarter page if, I've only got 10 seconds to get somebody interested in my stuff? Yeah, that 10 seconds is your hook, and if they're interested, they'll go on and read the rest of your Kickstarter page. So if you're doing a video, you better be willing to hook somebody into your into your video game or your music, whatever it is, within the first 10 to 30 seconds. If they don't like what they see or hear in the first 10 to 30 seconds, they're going to turn it off. When I'm watching Cura TV, he goes through Kickstarter campaigns. A lot of times, he never gets past the video. Even if he likes the campaign video, he usually doesn't scroll further down the Kickstarter than that because he's got, he's doing a TV segment, he's doing his little YouTube segment there, so he's going through all this stuff really, really quick and making really fast decisions based on what he's seeing in the video in the first 30 seconds over whether or not he would play this game. You have a very short amount of time. And the other thing is being distinctive. So you need to make your product, even if you're, say, using assets of a game from the Unity store, you still have to make your product stand out and look professional and look good from other products coming out around the same time. So they're going to be looking to see what makes this different. Why should I play this over X, Y, and Z? Why should I play this game versus another game in the same genre that has the same things? What about it? This is going to make it a more interesting experience. A lot of MMOs are living and dying by being too similar to each other. So take New World. New World I was doing my video and I'm going, this feels very corporate. It feels very, very cookie cutter. I'm not sure how well this is going to do unless they change some of this up. Now, this is what happens when you have, you go from being a sandbox game where you're going to let the people kind of create your towns and stuff like that and build your forts and things. And, you're just giving them parts to do so and, let their creativity reign, to trying to create a theme park MMO in 9 months where you have to come up with the assets yourself and all the buildings. So yes, things looked really kind of cookie cutter and corporate and towns were all laid out the same. And then, as time has been going by and I've been seeing new footage, I've noticed that, Amazon is taking the time to change out the buildings to make the game look more distinctive and fit the appropriate time period. So it can, happen where something, that's corporate, that's very generic, can later become more distinctive. It also can be the other way around. Say if they like World of Warcraft, at first they were very distinctive because they were one of the biggest names out there on the market in medieval MMOs. And now everybody is like, we don't want World of Warcraft 2.0 and realistic graphics because it's just going to look the same as every other MMO out there with the style and the architecture and the branding. We don't want that. That's boring. What do we have that's new and exciting? Why are we, we're gonna go to Zola or whatever it is, see what's coming out of China. So you don't have a lot of time to grab people with something that's gonna make them go, I want to play this versus something else, because this can give me a different experience. It's in my gearbox of games, but it's going to give me a different experience than other games that I'm playing. Or, when you're choosing a book, oh, this is in my gearbox of books I like to read, but it's going to give me, it's not going to have the exact same plot line that I've seen in every other type of book in this genre. It's not going to have, oh, my mentor died and now I must solve his murder while being on the run because people think I did it. You don't know how many books I've seen with that plotline. A lot. So you've got the reason why this market, and then you have to have your marketing and branding targeted at the right people, okay? So if your game or your book or your fashion collection, whatever, is all over the place or not cohesive, as I like to say, it feels very spotty, or you have a bunch of different art styles or a bunch of different time periods that aren't meshing well, you don't have, or your book is too long or it's too short or it has the wrong type of content for the age you're going for, type of thing, you're not going to get the right people drawn to your book to, or your game, to buy it. And then you're going to have a lot of false expectations, and this means you're going to end up with people who review your book who aren't just the rando people who just buy things for the hell of it, but are people who are like, I bought this book because I thought it was going to be really good, and I was going to really enjoy it, and they got to the and it's just not at all what I expected. And I didn't enjoy it because this is not, my cup of tea, even though all the marketing makes it sound like it is. And, I'm not talking about this is a bad book reviews, because those are next to useless. You need to go and explain why you feel it's a bad book. Just don't say it's a bad book, for goodness sakes. And, or, if you're making clothes for adults, but the proportions and the colors are more geared towards children, you're going to have a lot of cognitive dissonance about who your clothes are actually being made for, unless you can explain, well, I'm a really niche clothing person, fashion designer who's going for this very specific market, which might not even be in the country you're in. There's also a lot of different niche clothing markets that mostly exist in places like Japan, and they haven't made their way over to the States. So if you're making this niche clothing for people, you're going to be doing a lot of shipping overseas. Prepare for it. Put that in your budget. But a lot of normal people are just going to look at it and think, that's weird. That's against societal norms. We don't like that. Those are bad clothes. When your marketing's just not getting to the right people. So what your branding is important, because you don't have a lot of time to grab people with something that's distinctive, and to get the right people. That 10 to 30 seconds, they take one look, they're getting a snapshot of what your game, your book, your fashion designs, your toys, whatever it is, your branding, and that's the impression they're going to get, and that's the impression they're going to assign it in their brains going forward, unless you do a whole bunch of work and often end up having to even rename it to get the right people to come in and play your game, or read your books, or buy your clothes, play with your toys. Rebranding is a lot of effort. And I wanted to put this in this video, even though that sounded like a conclusion. It is possible, and it happens a lot now, especially in the indie space, where people are marketing way too early and setting up false expectations before they even have a full product package put together for people to play through. They're not even really putting together a proof of concept before they're putting this marketing out here of, oh, we're working on X, Y, and Z, and this is what it is. And so when the final product comes out, it is a completely different brand visually than the product they were first putting out. And so the people had some expectations in their head of one thing, and now they're getting something completely different, and it can really hurt. If that thing that you're getting that is of lesser quality can really hurt your chances of success. So, illustrative example, this is the reason why I have not done a video on Stride. They have started their marketing way, way too early. I don't even know where the visuals are going to go yet, and I've been following the devlogs for a good 6 months to a year now. So I don't know what the final product is going to look like, but it's not going to look like anything like the Kickstarter or the marketing stuff that they currently have up on Steam. So that's why I haven't done a video on a Stride. So when you're thinking about you want to market your game, you want to start selling something, you got to start thinking about what type of expectations am I going to be giving people within the first 10 to 30 seconds of whatever video or screenshots or book cover. When they look at something of mine, what is the message that they're getting from color, from fonts, from from the art style? Who is this going to be directed towards in visuals? Because you want to attract the right people, and you want to attract the right people who are going to spend money on your stuff. And if you overprice it or price people out that you want to get, or you put in the wrong colors, or you grab the wrong art style, or people will be turned off and will turn away, from what you're doing. So that's why branding and marketing is so important, is because it's going to attract the right people to buy your product. How sad capitalism is. Okay? So I am going to hopefully continue to do videos about branding in 2023. We'll see how it goes. I might be doing some branding videos of some of my old favorites like Sly Cooper and Okami, and maybe even Final Fantasy X or something like that. I don't know. It will depend on how much video stuff I can get. And I'll keep my eye out and see what's coming up for new releases, like Coral Island. I might do a video on Webbed or Unravel. I don't know. See, there's a long list of games that are, could be considered good or could be considered bad based on their marketing. Okay? And it's not that their product is bad. It's not that the game itself is bad. It's that their marketing might not be successful. So one last time, bad marketing does not equal bad product, and good marketing doesn't always equal good product. So, all right. Well, I hope this helps, and I hope that you will stick around this year as I do some more branding videos, and they help you as if you're working on your own game or your own series of books or your own fashion line or whatever. I mean, I haven't done any fashion videos. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bless. I will see you in the next video.